Hey everyone, I don't know if you remember in my last Chain Lightning video, I was talking about a potential build without Starlight that could push probably higher than the pit pushing setup that I showed you in my video, and I finally get some gear and I was able to push to pits 140 without Starlight. We're gonna watch quickly the showcase, and after that I'm gonna go over the gear, the skill bar, and enchantments, the Paragon, and everything, every change that I've made to make the build push higher. So this is the clear. Here I did the clear on stream live on Twitch, like I think yesterday, I think. We are using Teleport Enchant and Fireball Enchant, and as you can see, the elite sparks, they are just melting. The green dots you're seeing is Endaliel. It almost looks like we are speed farming the content, like they are just melting. And thanks to Teleport Enchant, you can just move and have a lot of mobility and pull monsters together with Raymonds. Right here, I'm trying to pack together two elites pack, because when you pack more monster and more elites together, you're gonna proc more Endaliel Visage poison damage, but it's quite a bit dangerous because you need to keep your ice armor up. And when there are more monsters, you got more chance to lose your armor. And when you lose your armor, you don't have the Storm Swell damage buff. So it's a bit dangerous, but it's faster if you can manage to do that without losing your shield. And as you can see, we are clearing the trash very quickly. A big problem on the SOG is always the boss. Usually we don't have any problem clearing the trash. It's going very fast, as you can see here. The monster type doesn't even matter that much. And how long was that? 3 minutes? Yeah, we did that in like 3 minutes, 3 minute 20 seconds something to get to the boss. Yeah, 3 minute 15. And here comes the big problem. You need a good boss. Usually the good boss are Scourge of the Land, Malice, and Spirit Color. For Chain Lightning and a Lightning Spear is the boss that you want. But now you also need to have good shades. On this clear, on the boss fight, I had very, very bad shades. But I still managed to finish the clear. But with better shade, that's why I think we still have room for improvement, and we can probably clear 2 or 3 tier higher. Because as you can see here, when you got shade like this, you have constantly to dodge and press your flame shield. And in this build, we don't use a lot of cooldown reduction. It means like I have to dodge, and every time you have to move and dodge, you are not dealing damage. From what I've seen, I'm losing like 30% damage, even 40% damage by doing that. So this was the first shades, very annoying. You can barely see what's happening in the screen. There are too many animation, and sometimes you just don't see the fireball coming here. Then the second shade I got, I think it was the tornado guy. Everyone hate that guy. Like, yeah, he's spawning tornado, and you can barely see the tornado because the ground and the tornado has the same color. Like here, they are tornado and they're gonna one-shot you. So you constantly have to move and dodge and press flame shield at the right time. And then finally we got the Lilith one. The Lilith was okay one, but still annoying. Where was Lilith? Yeah, this one is okay. This Lilith one is very okay. You can deal with that. As you can see, we start the fight at 11.5, I think. And we're gonna finish him like very late because I had to dodge everything, and bad shades, it adds even more orangey to the game. 2 minutes left. Yeah, it's just taking a lot of time to finish him because so many shades to dodge. Yeah, in 1 minute I didn't even do that much damage to him. And I was taking my time because I knew that I was able to kill him in time, I think. I was just trying to finish the run, not getting like the best time possible. Just trying to not die. And that's it. 140 done with this build. I'm gonna show you the setup, the right setup that the exact setup that I use for this clear, but keep in mind that it's not the best. Everything, the right masterworking, the right gear, the right affixes are in the planner that I'm gonna link in the description. I could not get the right masterwork and the right gear because I'm running out of mats and it's very hard to get the exact gear. This build is very dependent on the gear because they are requirement. I'm going to show you that in the planner, but for the moment we're going to go over the gear. So we are using Endalia like the last video because it gives you a lot of attack speed and poison damage combined with the lucky hit chance. You want to masterwork everything in attack speed. Usual Raymond that we use in almost every build because 7 rank of glass cannon gives you a lot of damage and pulls enemy when you teleport. Fist of Fate, the most important stats for this build is lucky hit chance. You want to get a GA and you want to masterwork it 3 times. That's very important because the damage mostly come from that. The Endaliel and the Doombringer and lucky hit chance mana. Like you really need lucky hit chance on this build, so that's what you need. On the pens, the most important affix are resource generation and maximum mana. You want to masterwork it 3 times and have a GA on that. That's very important. I'm going to explain why later. Then on the boots, you want to get intelligence armor to hit the cap and mana per second. That's going to help you with the mana. That's the new stuff that I add in the build. We don't play two-hander anymore. We're going to switch to Doombringer. I always thought that item was more tanky item, which is the case. This item is gonna solve a lot of problem with your ice armor. In my last version, when we were playing, we had problem with frost armor because the monster would destroy the ice armor too easily, but with Doombringer, it makes everything easier. You can keep your ice armor more easily and it's gonna refresh faster. And basically you will have permanent ice armor that's gonna combine with the storm swell. So Doombringer, you wanna masterwork everything in maximum life or damage reduction. I could not get that, but maximum life GA and free masterwork on maximum life is probably the best. And we also use that because of the lucky hit chance to deal damage, shadow damage around enemy. When you got many elites around you, with Endaliel and Doombringer, that's gonna deal a lot of damage. Shadow damage and poison damage also gonna give you Talrasha stack. As you can see here, we have 4 Talrasha stack on this build. It's very rare, but on the Chain Lightning one, we can get 4 stack without using the frost damage. On the amulets, you wanna get Intelligence, Conjuration Mastery, and Glass Cannon. We are going full damage. You wanna masterwork everything on Conjuration Mastery. You're gonna get vulnerable damage because it's gonna buff Endaliel and Doombringer. You wanna get lucky hit chance to restore your mana because we don't use Starlight anymore. And as an aspect, we're gonna use Stormswell because it's our most damaging aspect. For the ring, we're gonna use the Starlight Sky. You gonna masterwork critical strike chant even though it's not the most important stat because we already have 100% crits in theory. If you got a better Fist of Fate, you're gonna be capped. So you masterwork everything in critical strike chance. That's also help you with mana and give you a lot of damage. Also buff your Chain Lightning ranks. We're gonna use the classic Talrasha that we almost use in every build. We're not gonna masterwork cooldown reduction this time because we don't really need cooldown in this build, because on the boots you got Orange Herald, and Orange Herald just gonna reset your ultimate very quickly. You just have 100% uptime. You don't really need cooldown on this build. And your Ice Armor also refresh very fast because you spend a lot of mana, so you wanna masterwork everything on non-physical damage to have that extra damage. And Talwasha also important that synergize with Endaliel Doombringer to get 4 stacks here. On the focus, you wanna get intelligence instead of max life. I think on the planner I put lucky hit chance mana. It's a lot better. I only have one roll here, but ideally you wanna have 2 rolls, and you wanna masterwork everything on chain lightning projectile to cast twice, 3 times on that. That's gonna buff your damage. More chain lightning out, more chance to proc Endaliel, Doombringer, and all the stuff to deal more damage. And on the aspect, we're gonna use Ice Blades for more damage because enemy are always vulnerable. They are vulnerable thanks to Lightning Spear that are cast by Unstable Current and Static Surge. Yeah. Every time you spend 100 mana, the next cast of your Chain Lightning gonna make enemy vulnerable, and you always spend 100 mana. So enemy are always vulnerable no matter what. We're now gonna go on the skill tree quickly. It's roughly the same. So Firebolt, this is for more damage, and Lightning Rank for more damage here. Charge Bolt or cast by Unstable Current, that's gonna give you some DR. Rank in Flame Shield. Teleports, you put a little bit more rank in teleports, so you are able to teleport more often with Teleport Enchant. Otherwise, it's really slow. You can't really teleport and dodge enemy, dodge explosion, and pull enemies together. So we have 4 ranks in teleport. Glass Cannon for more damage, Ice Armor. We use a Shimmering Ice Armor because we don't have a cooldown on this build. So we cannot use this one for more damage, and we spend a lot of mana, so it just refresh super quickly, and you just have 100% uptime on that if you pay attention. Then this is for more defense. This is our main source damage, Conjuration Mastery. Devouring Blaze for more damage that synergize with Firebolt Enchant. That also work with the explosion of the chain lightning from Axial Conduit. And now here the difference is from Starlight is we have to take Invigorating Conduits. Every time you spawn Crackling Energy and you pick up the Crackling Energy, it's gonna give you more mana. It's gonna get you mana back because we don't have Starlight anymore. It's become really hard to get your mana full every time. Here we also take Orthros because we freeze enemy from the boots. The boots you should try to get lucky hit chance to freeze. I don't have it, but anyway, I have this one, a random one. It's not optimized, but it's enough to get enemy freeze. But if you can get that on the boots, and Unstable Currents that we have 100% attack. This is for more DR, and the Mastery for more DR. We're now gonna go on the Paragon board. We made some changes on the Paragon board and made it a lot more offensive. We went from 7 glyph to 8 because now we use Doombringer. We got a lot more maximum life and DR, so I get rid of some defensive knot and go almost full offensive. The first glyph is gonna be Exploit for more damage. Here's Elementalist is also more damage. Tactician for some DR for some damage. Here we're gonna play Unleash for some damage. Like every glyph or damage basically, but that's also give you some mana regeneration. Frigid Fate for more damage. Here we got a little bit of a DR because it's very cheap. It's only 2 points to take. This one is Charge. Every time you pick Crackling Energy, you're gonna get more damage. We take maximum mana every maximum mana nodes that we can, because we don't use Starlight anymore and we need all the mana that we can have. Destruction here for more damage, and control also for more damage, because you're pulling enemies together and they are stunned, and as you could see, when you pull the enemy, they almost die in only one staggered. I mean, not staggered, but before they become unstoppable, you almost kill them before they become unstoppable. So control is very good. And even on the boss, you stagger the boss very fast because of Fist of Fates. You apply a lot of stagger on the boss. So the boss is staggering very fast, so control makes sense. And here, more mana. We also use static shards for chain lightning, vulnerable, and help with mana. And flame feeder for more damage. On the potion, we're gonna use this one, resourcefulness. This is the same usual incenses that we use. The mana I got 322. It's very important to get the mana and lucky hit chance to restore mana, because you never wanna run out of mana. If you run out of mana, you're gonna lose a lot of damage. That's why you also press teleport from time to time. The problem when you run out of mana is all your chain lightning that are out are not gonna explode. It says chain lightning expire if you don't have enough mana to drain. It means if you have 10 chain lightning out and you don't have enough mana to drain, they're just gonna disappear, and that's not gonna deal damage, and you really wanna avoid that. It's a priority to avoid. That's why you need so many gear to make it work without Starlight. That's why you need 3 GA here, you need lucky hit chance here, and you need 2 rolls on lucky hit chance to restore resource to make it work. Yeah, on the enchantment is Firebolt and Teleport enchants. For the gems, we use Intelligence everywhere and Skull to reach the armor cap. And yeah, that's it. You can watch the showcase and see how it works. I think that's it for me today. Don't forget to like and put in the comment section if you like this build, if you want to try, if you want to push higher with that. And I hope you like this new variant and build, and I will see you next time.